In ancient Greek kts, kapitao omicron, plural kt equals ktia, kapitao eta, kapitao epsilon alpha 1, Latinized as Cetus, pl seti or sit equals Ceta 2, is any huge sea monster. 3. According to the mythology, Perseus slew a Cetus to save Andromeda from being sacrificed to it. The term cetacean, for whale, derives from Cetus. In Greek art, Ceti were depicted as serpentine fish. The name of the mythological figure Ceto is derived from Ctos. The name of the constellation Cetus also derives from this word. A Cetus was variously described as a sea monster or sea serpent. Other versions describe Ceta as monsters with the head of a boar, 4-5 or greyhounds and the body of whales or dolphins, and divided, fan-like tails. Ceta were said to be a colossal beast the size of a ship, their skulls alone measuring 40 feet, 12 meters, in length, their spines being a cubit in thickness, and their skeletons taller at the shoulder than any elephant. 5. There are notable physical and mythological similarities between a Cetus and a Dragon, the dragons in Greek mythology, and, to a lesser extent, other monsters of Greek myth, such as Scylla, Charybdis, and Medusa and her Gorgon sisters. Ceta are often depicted fighting Perseus or as the mount of a Nereid. 8. Queen Cassiopeia boasted that she and her daughter Andromeda were more beautiful than the Nereids, in most later works called by the Roman form, the Nereids, which invoked the wrath of Poseidon who sent the sea monster Kts, in a far greater number of European works renamed as the Latinized Cetus, to attack Ethiopia. Upon consulting a wise oracle, King Cepheus and Queen Cassiopeia were told to sacrifice Andromeda to the Cetus. They had Andromeda chained to a rock near the ocean so that the Cetus could devour her. After finding Andromeda chained to the rock and learning of her plight, Perseus managed to slay the Cetus when the creature emerged from the ocean to devour her. According to one version, Perseus drove his sword into the Cetus's back. According to another version, he used Medusa's head to turn the sea monster into stone. In a different story, Heracles slew a Cetus to save Hesione. 9. A Cetus had also been portrayed to support Ino and Melicertes when they threw themselves into the sea. 10. Instead of a dolphin to carry Polyemon. In Etruscan mythology, the Ceta were regarded as psychopomps, being depicted frequently on sarcophagi and urns, along with dolphins and hippocamps. 11. Furthermore, the Etruscan deity Nathans is sometimes shown wearing a headdress depicting a Cetus. The Tannin sea monsters. The monster Tannin in the Hebrew Bible has been translated as Greek Ktos in the Septuagint, and Cetus in the Latin Vulgate. Tannanim, im denotes Hebraic plural, appear in the Hebrew Book of Genesis 13, Exodus 14, Deuteronomy 15, Psalms 17, Job 18, Ezekiel 19, Isaiah 20 and Jeremiah 21. They are explicitly listed among the creatures created by God on the fifth day of the Genesis creation narrative. 13. Translated in the King James Version as great whales. 22. The Septuagint renders the original Hebrew of Genesis 1:21, Hatananim Hagdolim, as kapitao eta tau mu epsilon gamma lambda alpha, kt ta megala, in Greek, and this was in turn translated as Set Grandia in the Vulgate. The Tannin is listed in the Apocalypse of Isaiah as among the sea beasts to be slain by Yahweh on that day. 23. Translated in the King James Version as the dragon. Conflation with Leviathan and Rahab. In Jewish mythology, Tannin is sometimes conflated with the related sea monsters Leviathan and Rahab. 16. Along with Rahab, Tannin was a name applied to ancient Egypt after the Exodus to Canaan. 27. Joseph Eddy Fontenrose noted that Cetus was a counterpart of Tiamat-based Medusa, and was modeled after Yam and Mot and Leviathan. Jonah's great fish. In Jonah 2:1, 117 in English translation, the Hebrew text reads Dag Gadol, which literally means great fish. The Septuagint translates this phrase into Greek as megaktos, mu gamma alpha kappa omicron. This was at the start of more widespread depiction of real whales in Greece, and ktos would cover proven whales, sharks and the old meaning of curious sea monsters. Jerome later translated this phrase as piscis grandis in his Latin Vulgate. However, he translated the Greek word ktos as Cetus in Gospel of Matthew 12:40. The English opts for the former, For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish, so the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. In other cultures, art historian John Boardman conjectured that images of the Cetus in Central Asia influenced depictions of the Chinese dragon and Indian makara. They suggest that after contact with Silk Road images of a Cetus, the Chinese dragon appeared more reptilian and shifted head shape. 29 The pig dragon with the head of a boar. 30 Compared to the reptilian head of modern dragons, that of a camel. Ships and sailing. Cetus or megox, mu epsilon gamma alpha kappa tau eta, is commonly used as a ship's name. 31 Or figurehead, denoting a ship unafraid of the sea or a ruthless pirate ship to be feared. Cetus were widely viewed as misfortune or bad omen by sailors widely influenced by the Mediterranean traditions, such as the bringer of a great storm or general harbinger. Lore and tales associated it with lost cargo and being swept off course, even pirates being allied with such creatures so as to become taboo aboard vessels.